So guess who's 34 weeks? Me! I'm so excited. So I looked a lot cuter about an hour ago, but my kids aren't here, so I've been like running around the house and cleaning and trying to do some stuff. And I'm kind of like moving slow because like my pelvis is all sore from being crazy pregnant and too stretchy. And anyway, the cuteness started to fade off. I was like, I better go film my vlog right now. So what is going on? Well, I guess I'll get right into the pelvic area because, woo, this week when you're pregnant, it's normal for your little pubic bone area to hurt. You have ligaments there. When you're not pregnant, they're, X amount of millimeters apart. When you're pregnant, it's normal for them to stretch a little bit. It can be sore just normally. And then if you stretch them a little too far, it can be really sore. And so I don't know if I stretched them too far or what, but it was awful. I couldn't hardly walk up a step. Like, that motion of like lifting was like killing me. It was just so bad. But it's gotten better over the last 2 days, so that's good. So I'm a much happier camper. But it was pretty bad. The day that like it was just at its worst, I was like, oh, I don't know how to exist. Like, it was so painful. Ugh. But I guess the good thing is that since this baby doesn't sit very low, I don't have the added pressure of her head making it worse. Grayson, I had a lot of pressure down there early, like already at this point. This baby, not so much, although I do think she started to drop down some. So it's hard to tell when I'm wearing a shirt because I still just kind of look high, but when I'm not, like when I just show like the bare belly, you can kind of tell that she's like sinking in. If you go and follow us on our Instagram, I posted a picture of me, and you can see that the belly looks lower than it normally has. I had my midwife appointment today, and I have gained 0 more weight, which the midwife said was fine. And you know how since I was 20 weeks, I have been measuring 1 week ahead every visit. Every visit I measure exactly 1 week ahead. It's not a big deal. It's perfectly normal to measure a little ahead or a little behind. As long as the baby's growing, no one really cares. But today I was measuring right at 34 weeks. And so even though that's great, that's normal, part of me was like, hey, what happened? Like, I was almost like not mad at the baby, but I was like, what? So, but that's normal. So yeah, so this is like the first time since I was before 20 weeks that I'm measuring right at 34 weeks. Like, it was just measuring perfect. I was kind of surprised because like I actually haven't eaten as well the last 2 weeks as I normally do. I've been eating a little bit more junk food. I'm shocked that I haven't gained weight the last 2 weeks, and that I was shocked. I was like, how is that possible? But I didn't, so I don't know. Other things going on, if I sit for way too long, my ankles will get a little puffy. But other than that, no real swelling. And the only reason I discovered that is because I have been actively working on our name reveal video, because I'm making a kind of a special video as a keepsake for us. So it's really involved. The editing is very, very complicated. It's just, I've been sitting working on that, and that's the, anyway, just, I have to like remind myself to get up. So that video, by the time you see this video, that video should be up, so you guys should know her name, but I'm not going to say her name right now, just in case something malfunctions and I can't get that video up before this one. But that, we have her name, so go watch the video if you haven't. It's, I want to talk, there is meaning behind the name, but I guess I will talk about that later. Explain how we picked her name and what it means to us. And what other symptoms? Do I have any other symptoms? No, I still crave ice out the wazoo, but my iron and everything's fine, so I'm just craving it because it tastes good. It's cold, it's hot, lots of water, it's good. I still crave sweet stuff. Not as intensely as I was 2 weeks ago, but I'm still like, something sweet sounds good. I'm getting a little, I definitely can tell I'm getting a little bit more tired. But it's kind of like, I think part of that too is like it's hard, you don't sleep as well at night. You get this pregnant, because you turn a lot because one hip might get sore, and you turn to the other side and you have to get up to pee all the time, and it's just like, it just happens. But I'm trying to now, as soon as I get that name reveal video up, I'm gonna make sure I have like a bedtime, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, no, at this time of day, everything that's not done that I want to get done can wait till the next day. Just need to relax and go lay down. Like, that's what I'm telling myself. So yay. We had our last Bradley method class, and we learned some good things about ways to help prevent tearing. I'm a fast pusher. You know, it is perfectly 100% normal to push for hours, especially if it's your first baby. FYI, you can push for a long time. Don't think that you just push a few times and the baby's out. It's very normal to push for a long time. I'm a fast pusher though. Sophie, I pushed her out, I don't even know, it was like super quick. Grayson was even a little quicker. I mean, I was just like bam. I was just like, pushing what? Bam. That's good and bad. It's good because it's like I didn't, you know, exhaust myself. I was pushing correctly. I figured that out, blah, blah. You know, it's done quicker. It's bad because it makes you're more likely to tear if you're pushing really fast. So I was learning some methods about breathing through the pushes. Like usually whenever you get to the point where you're pushing, when you're pregnant, your uterus is exerting about 40 pounds of pressure to help you push that baby out. It is hard to not push. That is why women are like, I have to push. Your body is like physically like, bam, baby out. But whenever you're, you know, they always tell you in labor, you always hear people saying, breathe, you've got to breathe. And they're right, you got to breathe. However, whenever you get to the part where you're actually pushing the baby out, it's actually helpful to take a deep breath, push it out, you know, so you hold your breath a little and you're pushing out the baby. That's good. That little breath holding for that, you know, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever it is, you don't want to do it much longer, helps you push. It's normal. Like at that point, it's normal to hold your breath for those little pushes as long as you're breathing really well in between. However, I found out that one technique they were suggesting is like, in my situation, if I'm pushing the baby out too fast and we're worried about tearing, to actually go ahead and breathe a little, which will take away a little bit of that pressure, the force of the push, which will help the push be more slow and control. Get that little baby out without me just popping them out and tearing. So I learned about that. That was some good information there for me, good advice. We'll see if I can actually do that when I'm pushing, because I know with my other kids I was like, I'm pushing! Here they come, watch out! But anyway, so that was cool. We learned, you know, we had relaxation techniques, and after the class, Kyle and I went to dinner really late. It's in our day in the life. Go watch our day in the life next Wednesday, or next Monday. It's the whole day, it's just Kyle and I. It was just, I don't know, we just went to dinner, and anyway, we just had this great conversation about the kids, and then we were talking about the baby, and I was like, I'm so excited, and Kyle was like, I am too. And no, Kyle's this like kind of chill guy, so for him to be like, I'm excited, like, he must be like really excited, because you know he's just pretty chill. And so anyway, it was just nice, like as a, you know, emotional pregnant lady, I was like, so that was good. Other than that, I'm in a really happy place right now. I know this whole pregnancy I have been avoiding going to a chiropractor. I talk about going, but then I feel better, so I don't go. And I talk about going, and then I get better, so I don't go. I'm going to a dang chiropractor now. I'm just gonna go because this pelvic thing, the midwife was saying it's worse because I'm not aligned right, and I got this weird hip thing going on, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna go to the pelvic lady. I'm gonna try to get some more prenatal massages, yada yada yada. I'm gonna try to do all that. We are gonna go get our new car this weekend, or I guess within the week. We're gonna go try to deal this week, but sometimes it takes them a couple of days to actually like for you to agree on a price. But we're gonna go start the process this weekend. So I have another Operation Get Ready for Baby video, but I didn't have a chance to edit it because I was focusing on the name video. So I'm going to try to get that video edited and done, because it's got some more of the decorative fun stuff, because we're at that point, which is really cool. And the room is a lot different than it was. You can't really see it on this camera, but it is, so yay. Okay, you guys, so that is it. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, the one last thing is like a Braxton Hicks. I still don't get as many Braxton Hicks as I did with my other kids, which is weird, because usually it increases, but it's not like it's bad that I'm not. But when I get them, they're very intense. Like it just slowly comes over my entire stomach, and it's just like boom. And so they're really intense when I do get them. They don't hurt or anything, but I think I talked about this last week, but it's just continued this week. It's the same thing. I don't get any more than I was, but I don't get them often, but when I get them, I feel them. So yeah. Anyway, besides that, I'm just getting really, I don't want to rush to the finish line have this baby. I want to enjoy the pregnancy, but I can't help but be excited about the fact that it's all happening. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter and our Facebook, because that's where I do all of our like quicker updates. Plus, like I've said before, the people on our Facebook, I actually release videos earlier for them to see. Just kind of as like a fun thing. And as we get closer and further along, that's how we're going to do all of our main updates. We'll try to update in real time on YouTube, but it's just easier to update on those things instead. So I will show you guys the belly from this morning. And other than that, baby, that's to all my TTC friends out there. And I will talk to everybody next week at 35 weeks. All right, bye guys.